Steve Cooper Rank Success, and this is another short video in a series of videos for aspiring sergeants, inspectors and chief inspectors in UK police forces. And today's video is called To Kill a Mockingbird. And for those of you who may recognise that title, I have done a blog on this, so that blog will supplement and complement this video. But I just wanted to talk about the importance of mock boards as a means of preparation for a career progression opportunity. The fact that you can choose to avail yourself of a mock board, even if that's simply just sitting down with a friend, a partner, a loved one, and going through some questions and entering into a bit of role play and just doing 6 questions or sometimes 4 questions and just putting yourself in that position, trying to replicate where you will be on that chair in the interview room, and just try and focus on the opportunity, listening to yourself, getting some feedback about how you come across, and just spending that time to get in the zone that you will be in. Because once you do that and you try and do it 3 or 4 times before a board, even if you're just getting into that mindset, your brain is saying, you know, when you go into your real board, hey, I've been here before. It's one less thing to worry about. So some people are quite daunted by a promotion selection process, or the interview itself. So there's a bit of anxiety there, a bit of uncertainty, a bit of mystery around it, and that's entirely natural. But for those of you who've seen other videos in this series, you'll know that I focus upon the importance of preparation. And that's essentially what separates people in promotion selection processes from good candidates, better candidates, and the best candidates. And when I say the best candidates, that's about those who come across best on the day, because you've got 45 minutes to shine. Rightly or wrongly, I don't make up those processes, but you can get really match fit if you just give yourself the opportunity to do a mock board. Now, some forces do offer mock boards, and you know, they're quite supportive. Sometimes your line managers will offer you a mock board, and sometimes I get contacted by people for a mock board, and they'll say, hi Steve, could I book a mock board with you and just go through some of that? And I'll say, fine, when would you like to do that? And we'll try and arrange a time. And they say, well, actually, it's in the next 2 weeks, my process is. And I'll say, okay, so when would you like to do it? Let's see if we've got some availability. Okay, fine. Can you just tell me what you've done so far to prepare? Oh, no, that's why I'm booking the board, Steve. And bingo, that there is exactly what I want to kind of talk about, because it's often the case that people will get offered a promotion mock board, and as I alluded to just then, you know, I'm happy to arrange one, and I'm happy to help you, but if you haven't done anything to prepare for that mock board itself, then you're actually going to get feedback that reflects that experience and that reflects your state of preparation. So what I'm saying is, if you have the opportunity for a mock board, prepare for it like it's the real thing, because then you're going to get the best value out of it. You're probably going to get the best feedback from it, and you're going to get the best learning through reflection afterwards. And you can do this, you can choose to do it any time. So a mock board is really important as a development opportunity to get better at interviewing, to feel more comfortable, and to incrementally build your confidence towards the opportunity that you've got coming. So you know it's coming, and if you know you're not as good as you would like to be at interviewing, then, you know, change that situation. And a mock board is one good way of doing that. So if you're going to get the chance for a mock board, prepare and spend some time preparing before you go for it. Certainly don't use it as the, you know, to cut your teeth on, because, you know, I know some people who have had a pretty bruising experience from going for a mock board where the force have treated it seriously as a proper mock board, and people walk into it like lambs to slaughter, really. They've done no preparation, there's no awareness. There's no awareness of the role that you're going for. the challenges facing policing, the personal professional challenges you'll face, how you'll lead a team, all these things, that you can reasonably anticipate and forecast that you're going to encompass, if you like, or encounter at a promotion selection board. You can probably write them down on the back of a post-it note. You're probably going to get asked role-based questions. You're going to get asked future-based questions. You're going to get asked, give us an example of questions. All of these things, all of these issues, by the way, are covered in my downloadable digital toolkits for Sergeant, Inspector and Chief Inspector. There's a 4-hour promotion masterclass video that you can download and completely transform your process and your thinking and your preparation ahead of the opportunity for a mock board. You can treat much of the materials as a mock board in terms of how you prepare. You can certainly arrive at the door of that mock board in a far better state of preparation and arrive at your actual board in a heightened state of confidence, raised awareness and match fit for the opportunity. So have a think about it. It's important. There's a little quote I've got here. I love quotes. You'll see them throughout my guides, throughout my books, throughout all my podcasts. You have to apply yourself each day to becoming a little better. By becoming a little better each and every day over a period of time, you'll become a lot better. And that's a quote by John Wooden, the American basketball coach. And it's exactly true with preparing for a promotion board. If somebody goes for a promotion interview and they've not done any preparation, then their experience is going to be different to somebody who's done a massive depth and breadth of preparation and made that commitment to themselves and to the process. They're going to actually turn out and be better candidates on the day. And you can have a look at my testimonials on my site from hundreds of them now who have actually done exactly that. So all I'm trying to do through these videos is just share some insights and some guidance and some tips and some support. Take from it what you want to, but all of the resources you need are there, from free podcasts, free blogs, and these free videos through to bespoke digital downloadable kits that you can really take a quantum leap forward with your promotion preparation. Okay, so one of the things I always point out as well with mock boards and promotion selection processes is that there are no guarantees. No one can offer you a guarantee, no way. There's far too many variables involved for you to expect and for anybody to give or offer you a guarantee. So you won't find one. You certainly won't find one from me because, I will support and help and guide as much as I can, but I can't control what comes out of your mouth on the day, and that's about you managing your preparation, your study, your reflection, and the drive, energy, focus, determination and motivation that you apply to it to hit that process, to knock on that door. And a bit like, karate punching, when you get taught to punch in karate, you don't punch and stop, you punch through the target. And it's the same kind of thing, same kind of analogy with your preparation, if you like. You're preparing to literally smash through the process and keep your momentum going onwards afterwards in the rank, because all of this learning will help support you in the rank. What I just wanted to do now just quickly was just look at the importance of a promotion board, a mock promotion board, because it can be a welcome form of support ahead of your board, certainly if you approach it right and in the right spirit and the right state of preparation, and it can give you that reassurance as to where you are, little snapshot in time, just ahead of your process if you manage it all correctly. So what I want to do, have a quick look at a couple of stories before and after. So before with mock preparation for interviews, and the successful side of it with 3 quick stories from clients. So before, this one is called Totally Mystified, and that's Kerry's story. Before, I started out totally mystified and unsure of what lay ahead. I booked a one-to-one before my board. So just quickly, Kerry's not on her own there. Totally mystified is often the case. Cops are too busy being operational, doing the job, and they need to step aside and just think about some of these issues. So thinking about the role that you perform in, some of the functions and dimensions of it, how that links to public confidence, how your work is translating to operational aims and objectives and the mission, vision and values of the force. You probably don't think about it like that every day, but as a promotion candidate you could and you should and you can. So that's before. Afterwards, this one-to-one took away some of the mystery for me and gave me confidence in my approach. It's a very hard process, but it's so worth it if you're willing and able to put the time and the work in. I passed my sergeant's board first time, and I can safely say I wouldn't have had the confidence and the drive to get through without this. And I get posted to my new team soon, and I still can't quite believe it. But you've got the indication there that a lot of work went into it before. You've got the starting position of being totally mystified, the application of effort and time towards it, and then you've got the result itself. So a mock board or a one-to-one, it's not necessarily a formal mock board as such. It's just a supportive conversation that we have where we try and identify gaps that you don't know that you can fill and add to your confidence. So another story is Mike's story beforehand. So before cracking that promotion interview, it was just something I couldn't seem to do. I decided to try a different approach. Steve quickly managed to unjumble the chaos and the confusion in my head to a calm thought process. So again, that's what I hope and aim to do, is look at where you are, how you're preparing, what's the noise like in your head. Okay, let's try and calm that and ease that so that you're able to use some thinking models, some mnemonics to help structure your thoughts and have that level of reassurance, if you like. Afterwards, over 120 people applied for 12 inspector jobs, and I passed with flying colours. That was the aim of the whole objective. So, you know, the before and after stage with a mock board can be very different. And the final one I just wanted to kind of touch on is my nemesis, which is Dan's story, very short story. So the beforehand picture, for a long time I'd struggled with interviews. I didn't know how to get the right amount of detail in my answers whilst managing my time. Interviews had turned into my nemesis, and the more I worried, the worse I performed. As a result, I failed my sergeant's board. I promised myself that I wouldn't let it happen again, and I contacted Steve for some help. We went through some sergeant and inspector level questions, and he provided detailed feedback for each response that I gave, reassuring me that I was actually better than I thought. It really helped me doing a dry run. So that dry run, that mock board, captured all that noise going on in Dan's head. The fact that it was a nemesis is a good way of describing it, but actually that was around the noise and the confusion in Dan's head, and the fact that he was approaching an interview with a lack of confidence with a previous board being unsuccessful. Afterwards, major difference this time. I felt comfortable and confident going into my interview. I was reassured I'd done the right preparation and targeted the right areas. My responses were detailed, to the point, and within time limits. So more succinct, that's good. Able to summarise effectively, demonstrate to the board your thinking with some degree of clarity, and to do that within the time parameters that you set, which is generally around 5, 6, 7 minutes, depending on how many questions you get asked. So 3 little insights there about the power, the benefit of a mock board or a one-to-one, a supportive one-to-one beforehand. So pulling things together, pulling little things together is really important, and that's the state at which you want to arrive at your actual interview. And the last kind of little thing I just wanted to highlight is a little quote by Frank Sonnenberg that says to consider the advice of others, but trust yourself in the end. And that's a good quote because I can give you guidance and tips and support. I try not to give advice. I try and just help to make you think. But you can get a lot of advice from friends, peers and colleagues. Sometimes too much when you're preparing for a mock board. Choose wisely. And as Frank Sonnenberg says there, trust yourself in the end. But the importance of a mock board is always there so long as you're prepared for it. I'll be back with another video shortly. And if you need some help in the interim, you've got my downloadable toolkits, these videos, podcasts, and a 4-hour masterclass video. Until the next video, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.